You know, when it's bombs, explosions, do this on time, you know, structure. But when you come back home, there's no structure. It's all loose cannons running around. You automatically think like this is what I was, you know, told to defend myself from, or you know, stand off against, or sit in the corner and like just watch.
Right.
When you back at home, you know what I'm saying, with everybody else in civilian life, man, loose cannons. There's no structure out here.
So what is the structure like for us in the communities that come from our parents that come from being hung only 50 years ago, slavery not too far behind that. So what is the structure like in our community, y'all would say? And that's for open.
It's weak, there's no infrastructure.
So how do we change, because I know the system is set up to keep us in that, but how do we change that? You know what I'm saying? I know bringing the conversation, so what do you think, how do we change that?
One, it just gotta, awareness is already brought, it just gotta be accepted. I think the government gotta be changed too. It's a lot of older white people who are telling everybody else how to live. Like, I'm not even gonna mention his name in office. You know what I'm talking about, but everything he does is for the benefit of him.
Yeah.
Everyone that's like 65 and up and white.
Yeah.
That has to go because they lived through slavery and they were okay with it. Right. You really think about it.
I mean, yeah, because
another way to. I mean, at the end of the way, dude is a businessman.
Yeah.
So he's not a president. He's a businessman. So
in fact,
everything that he do, everything he do, I feel like is for business. Even when he not letting the government look through his taxes or how what ties he had.
Yeah.
When it comes to his money, that's a businessman. When I get done doing this 4-year stint, I have to go back to being a businessman. I have to set myself up, my business up for future endeavors, and that's all he does. So I understand selfishness in it. I don't think they care about what's going on because to them, when a shooting happens, to white people, when a shooting happens, the kid is labeled as trouble. Oh, he stayed in his room a lot.
Right.
Oh, he didn't have a lot of friends.
What is bullshit?
That's a troubled kid to you. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a lot of friends. He stayed in the basement, and he read up on guns a lot.
Yeah.
And then he randomly wakes up one day, and he plans out to just start shooting
shooting people that had nothing to do with them.
Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
That's a troubled kid to them. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when you got the violence that's going on in black communities, they're gang members. Automatically, no nothing. Gang members. Oh, he had ties to. He had. You look at his old Facebook pictures. He had friends that grew up in the same neighborhood and they're gang members and they bloods. Oh, he's a blood. That's not a troubled kid. That's not a single parent kid. It's automatically a gang member. He's a thug.
Yeah.
So that brings up and we talked about it before, but I just want to hear your take on it. So I heard you mention government. So how do you feel with voting? Do you still have faith in the system and the government? What's your take on in voting?
For voting, more you gotta vote for the right local officials because that's how you get the electoral college votes for like the main government officials. Mm-hmm. And even then, it's some little corruption. We heard in Georgia. We literally saw in Florida. Florida was literally I believe that was tampered with because the upper guy won. And I literally saw it and I was like, damn, you ain't gonna get this man for corruption? Like, you know there's a federal offense too. But we know why that didn't happen, but it's, like you said, slavery was just 56 years ago.
Man,
the country really just got diverse like 30 years ago.
Right.
So you just gotta look at it that way.
So I always pose, why can't we, as millennials, I guess, I'm a millennial, right?
Yeah.
We can't form our own political party, and so, you know, because you have, like you said, you have a bunch of rich white guys in higher offices doing what they do.
Yeah.
How come we can't have rich millennials in our office doing what we do? So
We actually can.
because no one actually talks about that, you know, with that idea. It's always trying to, let's see if we can change the government.
A lot of the content we're shown too is mainly entertainment, and it's mainly, some of it's distraction to me, such as 6ix9ine kid, I think it's a total distraction. I don't support anything he does. Yeah, it's just a lot of nonsense. Like people want to keep up with Kardashians and Kanye and all this other stuff. I'm like, come on, man, this shit doesn't matter to me.
I gotta weigh in on the 6ix9ine thing.
Oh yeah.
So I was the same way. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because Chaz would be like, man, you gotta listen to that record. I think it was a Dumbo.
With the sticky.
Yeah, that joint. And I'd be like, nah, I ain't listening to him, man. He a clown. You know what I'm saying? So I watched one interview from him recently when he went to the Breakfast Club. It was a recent interview. You know what I'm saying? Where he was like stuttering on his words and stuff like that. I'll say with him, you know what I'm saying? He's, at the end of the day, when I watched that interview, I left that interview and said, dang, this is really just a 22-year-old kid.
Right.
That grew up in this, that grew, I'm not making no excuse for him, you know what I'm saying? Decisions were made, you gotta live with that, whatever that decision was, and whatever, you know, the 12 people in the jury gonna stand by, whatever. But it's a 22-year-old kid that has a child, and he really just wanna get his child straight.
So you wanna know how to help these?
He did what he had to do, you know what I'm saying? Again, decisions were made that he gotta live with.
It's just some of the stuff like trying to fake being a gangster and all this other stuff. I'm like, just be
CB4.
yourself. Just be yourself, man. That was what
CB4
too.
If you watch that movie,
He didn't have to come for YG like that. That was all him.
listen,
You know.
if you watch CB4, that shit still happens today. It's a bunch of people, it's a bunch of other rappers who act like that, but then you
I'll
find
give you
out, hold
that.
up, bro, how you get your chain snatched?
He was a little cocky with it too.
Yeah,
Like, he publicized everything.
Of course.
He came for actual gang members.
Yeah.
Not being a gang member. Of course he was gonna get locked up.
I tell you this though, I stopped believing hype when he tried that shit in Houston. When he tried it in Houston, Jay Prince's son. Okay, all right.
He didn't say nothing about that too.
we done. We ain't got nothing more to talk. I knew what it was right then and there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because in certain places you can fly certain places, but it's certain places where they're gonna try you and you're gonna get exposed.
So you saying you wanna? You go, come on, bro. So you saying you wanna help out the youth more? Like the young artists more that get into the industry, because they do be 20, 21-year-old, you know.
Yeah. I was watching that New Edition story movie. That's still important. But they don't know what they doing. He don't know what he signed. He just out here. You give a 16-year-old a whole bunch of money.
So that means
And a whole bunch of access, a whole bunch of
so the
fame,
thing is,
a voice.
the question is, how do you remove the gatekeepers that's at the top of these industries then? Because that's at the end of the day, that's really what's controlling everything. These gatekeepers that's in the music industry, entertainment industry, that's blocking some, letting some in. So the young 21-year-old without guidance, they'll let them indoors, and then they'll pump them up with a bunch of, like you said, distractions.
Yeah.
And so how do we go about changing that and becoming, and where the community become the new gatekeepers?
They're only doing that because it gets money.
Yeah, it is.
Like
I
10
don't
years
think
ago.
that's something that you can change. When something that's been put in place for so long,
Yeah.
and somebody at the top, and they running everything, and this is a trickle down effect. And
So,
it
If
goes
they
out.
get money off of it, they're gonna keep doing
So
it.
we
You change it by
Just
acknowledging
that's
acknowledging what they know and acknowledging what they've done in the past, so that
Just don't
you affect
entertain
their
it.
money.
I like what he said.
Just don't entertain it.
Boom. See, okay, don't entertain it. So
Yeah.
did you participate? You participate in Black Friday?
No.
No.
I was sleeping yesterday.
So now if you know, over the last few years, blacks as a community, which I'm proud of, and we can continue to do, we stopped spending money with the big corporations. So like Kmart's shutting down, Sears is going out of business, with Toys R Us going out of business. That just shows the amount of power we do have when we come together and pull our resources. So in the industry, like you said, if we don't entertain it, that can actually create a type of change that we're looking for.
Absolutely.
So that I would agree with that though, Mark. I like, you know what I'm saying, like so. And speaking of which, real quick, FYI, Cali, they just had a brawl in one of the Kmart's over the Black Friday. I guess they trying to get a TV or something like that, but that just showed the
I seen a
madness.
bunch of those. I see a bunch of those.
Yeah.
I was about to say, and they all black people. The ones that I seen.
Was it funnier than one on Georgia Avenue for Howard's Homecoming?
What happened?
McDonald's just on the record.
Oh
about
yeah,
Howard.
that was hard.
What happened?
They started.
Yeah, the record.
The McDonald's right there on Georgia Avenue.
Yeah.
Howard. It's on the
It's
record.
like a whole joint. They got behind the counter and all that.
What?
This Howard Homecoming, they was fight. The drink was like 2 minutes too. You know, a 2-minute fight is a long ass fight.
Right. All right, well,
It is. A lot of that shit can happen in 2 minutes in the fight.
Yeah, right. The joint was long.
right back. Well, listen, when we come back, we're gonna get a little bit more. I guess Trump back in the news as always. But we're gonna dig a little bit more in the conversation, man. You know what it is, Rap About TV. I was gonna check on my cameras. What you got for me today, man?
We gonna talk about 6ix9ine, man. We gotta talk about 6ix9ine.
Damn.
What about 6ix9ine, man?
I don't fuck with him. I don't know.
We gonna talk about
I
him.
just don't like him.
Y'all are welcome to join in too. FYI, you know that's how we do it here. All right, but you said 6.
We gonna talk about 6ix9ine.
I don't like how he says the N-word a lot. My mom is black and I still don't say the N-word, so I don't understand why he's saying it.
He just talked about that in his interview
Yeah.
too, right?
I don't like he's
We
faking
gonna
to be a
talk about
gangster too.
Meryl Browser too.
Oh, so her comments about homeless.
Yeah.
All right, bet. Let me bring it
I
back.
don't
Hey,
like
Pete,
Robert.
bring your out. I'm gonna sing it to you. All right. Hold on. Let me let Maul do what he do.
Change it up a little bit.
Yeah, I see what you did.
Hey man, y'all listen. If y'all got any questions,
I'm gonna read it.
bring it in. Write it in. Any questions, we'll talk about it, man. You already know what it is. Rap About TV. Thank y'all for tuning in. Boom. All right, bet. All right, yo, we back. So Pete, well, I guess Pete was gonna segue this in. He's
On
mayor.
yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you said mayor. What she do? What's going on?
So she made a comment that mumbo sauce is it need to be, I forgot her exact words, but she said something about mumbo sauce. And
She wants to get rid of it basically.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
she does with a lot of people in DC.
Woo-hoo. So they get kicking out Chocolate City for real, huh?
Man, you talking about somebody boycotting major industries like Walmart and Target and all that. Let them trying to take